Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants, and of course I am your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated Superstar Tim Vicious, and gonna go and talk about Raw this week was in San Antonio, Texas. But before we do, few things need to address. First and foremost, apologies for the delay in this week's episode. We had some major technical issues. Unfortunately, the interns at the Main Event Network took celebrating St. Paddy's Day a little too seriously, and well, I'm not saying they dressed up like a certain Republic Army in Ireland and beat the crap out of me, but they kind of dressed up like a certain Republic Army in Ireland and beat the crap out of me. Yeah, not one of my proudest moments. Hopefully Jay Golden HR will take care of it. Anyways, speaking of the Main Event Network, folks, we are building up the platform. We are the YouTube page has achieved one of its first of many goals. We are also building up to go higher. We also have a Discord as well as a Twitch. You can hop on there. Links are in the description tab. You can talk with me or any of the other cats that work in the Main Event Network. We are always open to talking to anyone and everyone. Now we got to remind everyone on how we pay these funny little gimmicks called bills. So let me remind you all that we are WWE Shop affiliates. So what that means is, if you are listening to this in audio, click the link in the description tab. But if you're watching this and watching the video, you can click the link in the tab, or see that QR code on the screen right there? You just scan that. It takes you to WWE Shop, and it will take you to through our exclusive link. You go there, make a purchase for whatever item your heart desires, and folks, it helps out so much because you can get whatever item you want, whether it's one of those really sweet looking WrestleMania collector titles, or whether it's a Little Miss Alexa Bliss shirt, or anything in between. A million different things there. You can grab it, and we here at the Vicious Studios receive a small nominal commission based on your purchase. Can't stress enough on how thankful it is for that. In case you couldn't tell, the video and audio quality from this video shows the improvements thanks to that link. Also, folks, we are affiliated with the Skull Shaver. Now, it is no secret, I am bald, and bald is beautiful thanks to the Skull Shaver. It is hands down the most versatile tool in my grooming arsenal. Built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery. It is waterproof. Cleanup is a breeze. 60 to 90 seconds across the skull, and boom. I make my dome look shinier and balder than Lex Luthor. What's that say? Now, all you gotta do, you click the link in the tab, you get yourself a skull shaver, you can get yourself accessories, get all the fixings you need. Excuse me, I'm sorry. And not only that, the skull shaver doesn't just work for the head. No. Because you can use it arms, legs. We are getting closer to beach weather, so if you need it for down below, you can use it there too. Make sure you check out the skull shaver. And folks, now the OG way of helping out the show outside of telephone, telegram, tell your best friend to go and watch Vicious Rants is through some Vicious Rants apparel thanks to whatamaneuver.net. Now, it is no surprise, my tank is kind of worn out, but that is because, folks, these things are so soft. I love it. I wear this thing all the time. It is the most comfortable piece of clothing I have. We got t-shirts, we got tanks, we got women's tees, we got toddler tees, we got baby onesies. Folks, we got it all. Make sure you go and check them out. Their link is in the tab. Whatamaneuver.net. Search for Vicious Rants. Yeah, trust me, you're going to love it because it's a perfect gift for somebody you love, somebody you hate, or a shirt to go and give to some charity organization while you hold on to that piece of clothing that you love so much. So, now we're going to switch gears and talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind so we don't miss nothing. The big highlights from last week's SmackDown. Drew McIntyre came out, called out Nick Aldis, telling him on how he had it in for him since day one when he became champion. He screwed him over. Cody screwed him over. Cody with his politicking, the referee, blah, 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 blah. Nick Aldis comes out to go and confront him. Then next thing you know, Jacob Fatu comes out, gets in his face and says, Drew, you want to say Cody screwed you? You want to say Nick Aldis screwed you? Nah, I screwed you. Now let me ask you, what are you going to do about it? And Drew, what am I going to do about it? What am I going to do about it? I'll tell you what I'm going to do about it. And then he gets up to Nick Aldis' face. I quit. Drops the mic and then walks off. Now, we'll get more into that as we talk about the SmackDown Rewind. But the other highlights from SmackDown were Uncle Howdy and Eric Rowan had a tag match against Solo Sikoa and Tala Tonga. And I don't know about anyone else, but man, I am salivating at the opportunity to have Eric Rowan have a one-on-one with Tala Tonga. Just those two big bastards going at it. Oh, God, I want to see that so freaking bad. Now, the Wyatts wound up getting him win, and just as it looked like they were about to get their lamp back, wouldn't you know it, Tama Tonga wound up coming in and stealing it back from them. So, yeah. Now, Jade Cargill had a match against Michin. It was what it was. Jade obviously was going to get the win. Afterwards, Rhea came out and Jade ducked, dodged, and ran. And as Jade's walking up the ramp, Rhea's on the mic. Jade, listen, I want to make this clear. You can say that you're the, and you can say you're a, but after WrestleMania, you're going to be my bitch. And then, huge crowd reaction, ooh, ah, and all the while Jade's just like, yeah, whatever, like that, shrugging it off, like, and I'm just thinking like, girl, you do not know what you're signing up for. She can and will hurt you, man. But, yeah, then we had Nia Jax, Lash Legend doing a tag match, defending their women's tag titles against Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. And unfortunately, before this, the Bella Twins came out and said that declared themselves open contenders for the women's tag team titles. Yeah. Joy of fucking joys. So, the match was what it was. It was a decent match. It ended in a DQ, unfortunately, when Brie came in and she, I believe if memory best serves, she attacked Charlotte. And then the ref called for a bell and then it turned into a big skirmish with everyone. I believe we're going to wind up seeing if not a triple threat for the women's tag titles at Mania, then chances are we're going to wind up seeing a tag title match that Friday on SmackDown before Mania. For Mania weekend. We also had Truth and Priest doing a tag match against Los Garza to help solidify them as a tag team since they're now #1 contenders for the tag titles. They got the win, not much of a surprise there. Tiffany Stratton had a match against Kiana James, and it looks like they're shifting Tiff from the women's title to the women's US title, which honestly I'm all for because, well, she's an all-American girl, and here's the kicker, it helps out in the long run because when she finally goes back into the women's title run, it's going to be, oh my God, I missed it. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's all that is, plain and simple. Now, Jacob Fatu had a match with Trick Williams, and that came to be due to some backstage altercations. And then, as the match went on, when the ref wasn't looking, Drew McIntyre came out of nowhere. Boom! Snuck up, attacked Jacob, wound up getting him back in the ring. Trick wound up hitting the trick shot, got the 1-2-3 and the win over him. Then Drew beat the crap out of Jacob Fatu, and if memory best serves, I believe this Friday coming up, Nick Aldis said that Drew McIntyre has a match against Jacob. Now the final segment for SmackDown was Cody Rhodes Randy Orton contract signing. Cody coming out very much so as the white meat babyface, saying, you know, I spent the early parts of my career seeing you grow, become the person you are today. And I know you want to chase for that 15. And Randy, I want to see you get it, but it is not going to be through me. Come hell or high water, I'm going to give you everything I got. But all I can say is, no matter what, win, lose, or draw after WrestleMania, signs the paper. I love you, brother. Slides the contract over. Randy signs it. They hug. They embrace. Yay! And then wham! Randy slams Cody's head into the table. Wham! Slams it again. Then boom! Kick to the groin. Beats the living piss out of Cody. Busts him open. Makes him bleed like a stuck pig. Smashes him against the stairs. And then sandwiches his head against the stairs. Gets a steel chair. Wham! Slams it down. Cracks it over him. We got heel Randy Orton now, people. Yes! Now, as much as I'd love 2009 Randy Orton heel, I know we're not going to get that, but beggars are not going to be choosers here on this program, folks. Yeah. So with that said, let's get into this week's show. Raw in San Antonio. It starts out with Seth Elizabeth Rollins, because his middle name is not freaking damn it, comes out with his Republic Army that may or may not dress as if they're from Ireland, or the interns at the Main Event Network. Goes, says, I made the vision, I will destroy the vision. It doesn't matter if you're active or if you're on the sidelines like Braun, like Breaker and Reed. I'm coming for you. It felt so good smashing a chair against Paul Heyman, stomping his face into the ground, and then Paul came out all beaten and disheveled, looking like he just got mugged over at the corner of 53rd and 3rd. Someone should get that reference. And Paul, come on down, Paul, I see you got a mic. Come on, you want to talk, Paul? Come on, let's talk. Paul. And then Paul Heyman. There's a rule, and you broke it. F-A-F-O. F-A-F-O. F5! And then Brock Lesnar's music hits. And then we see Cowboy Brock come on out, takes off his Stetson, gives it to Paul. Takes off his cowboy vest, gives it to Paul. Then proceeds to go and beat up the entire job squad that Seth had with him. And then he gets in the ring, and just as he's staring down Seth Rollins in the face, we hear boom, 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 and we hear Obafemi, and he's coming down, strutting to the ring, stares Brock Lesnar right in the face, hoists him up, fall from grace, drops his foot down, and then points at the Mania sign. And folks, it is official. WrestleMania, the Beast, Brock Lesnar, versus the Ruler, Obafemi. This is a hoss fight. I am all for this. Sign me the fuck up. Oh, God, I am so for this. Yes. And I'm going to say this right now. I know a lot of people give Brock a lot of crap saying, oh, he doesn't job to people. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. Guys, I want you to think about this for a minute. When Brock does show up, it's a major attraction draw, right? And when he wins, what's it do? It generates feedback. It makes people want to come back and see him get his ass kicked. And when he does come back and get his ass kicked, what happens? People look in shock and awe over the fact that he got his ass kicked. I hate to break it to you, but Brock is a monster. He's not just a monster, he's a monster that's built to eat other monsters. So yeah, you can't have him go out there and get his ass kicked like he's Scotty 2 Hotty in the middle of a match on Velocity. It is what it is. I'm sorry. Anyways, after all that, now let's get into our first match of the night. El Grande Americano going up against that rat bastard, the OG El Grande, the original El Grande Americano, and I call him a rat bastard still because of what he did to Pimpalina. You do not do that to her, damn it. She is a saint. God deserves to get his ass whooped. Anyways, good action with both guys jockeying for the lead at the start. The OG was leading going into the commercial break. Post-break, there was some good tussling action. The match came to an end when the OG wound up having to go and deal with Rayo. And as he's dealing with Rayo on the outside, Bravo comes in, loads El Grande's mask for him, and then OG goes up, does the diving headbutt, but hits a loaded mask, and boom, falls over in so much agonizing pain he did not anticipate or expect. And then El Grande, who, by the way, is now Rey de Reyes, and is going to be gearing up to challenge Dominic Mysterio for his AAA Mega Championship soon. He rolls over, pins El Grande, pins the OG for the 1, 2, 3. Yes! Now, I'm freestyling here, but personally what I'd like to see, if not at WrestleMania, then Triple Mania. El Grande versus OG El Grande in a mask versus mask match. I'm saying that now. I want to see that. Next matchup we had on Raw was Ariel Janelle Lee, the Pepsi Queen of Chicago, defending her coveted Women's Intercontinental Championship against Bayley. And this, I gotta say, damn good match. Really good, solid back and forth. This was like a good throwback to their NXT match back in the old days. Like, I believe it was 2014, if memory best serves. I think so. I think it was 2014. I know they had a match in NXT, but wow. This was a damn good match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And match came to an end when Bayley, she went up to go do the Hail to the Queen elbow drop, shades of the Macho Man Randy Savage. Hence why I say Hail to the Queen, because she's the queen. But AJ dodges it. Next thing you know, wrenches, hooks Bayley into the Black Widow. Bayley taps out. After the match, Becky Lynch then proceeds to beat the crap out of AJ. So there's our foundation for setting up their WrestleMania match. Next up, we got Penta Zero Mero going up against Dragon Lee. And this match came to be because Penta was originally supposed to defend his newly won Intercontinental Championship against Dominic, but Adam Pearce did officially announce that Dominic is not medically cleared, so he could not compete on Raw. And here we are. This match, though, really good, solid action, phenomenal match. Honestly, this didn't even feel like a match that you would see on Monday Night Raw. To me personally, this felt like a match I would have saw watching AAA. I'm gonna say that now. That's me personally. But yeah, it came to an end when Penta wound up hitting the Mexican Destroyer for the 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So after that, we had Maxxine Dupri going up against Nattie, and this was very much so a let me up popcorn match. Nattie was leading the entire time and got the win via a sharpshooter. So now we come to our closing match of the night. Notice I say match, not closing segment, because we're going to talk about the segment in a moment. And it was Stephanie Vaquer, mommy, going up against Raquel Rodriguez, oh mama, and really good, decent match. Raquel, she was doing the power game, and I got to say this right now. I absolutely love it. I love the fact that Raquel has finally figured out the niche that works for her ever since she started going and doing like Big Mommy Cool. Shades of like Big Daddy Cool, Diesel. And I'm all for it. She finally found her gimmick. It works for her. And Personally, I wouldn't mind seeing Raquel take a trip down to AAA, challenge Flamer for the women's championship. I'm just throwing that out there into the universe. Maybe we'll be lucky and we'll see it soon. But good match. It was some good, excuse me. Steph built up a small bit of a comeback, and Liv wound up showing up partway through the match. Or not showed up, I'm sorry. Wrong choice of words. Liv wound up going to try and run interference during the match, but Io Sky came out partway through the match to go and stop that, and then Raquel literally stopped Liv by just simply bulldozing her, and then Io's butt literally just slid from the announce table onto the ground, like whoop, boom, like that, like whoa, crap, that girl got muscle on muscle. I am terrified, yet oddly attracted. Whew, damn. Anyways, match came to an end when Steph wound up getting the win by countering the Tejana Bomb into a roll-up for the 1-2-3. So now we get our closing segment of the night, which was CM Punk and Roman Reigns confronting each other over the fact that the Usos wound up saying something to Punk last week, and Roman saying to Punk, now listen, I told all my family. I didn't tell them, I didn't put a bounty out on you. I told my family. Before WrestleMania and after WrestleMania, you're open game. But WrestleMania weekend, you're mine. Now, Phil, you want to go and talk about on how, yeah, I'm a part-timer. I don't show up. Man, I ain't heard that before. Come on. I'm in this for the smart money. I'm doing the smart bit. Why don't you talk to your wife, man? She knows all about that. And Punk, you keep on calling me Phil. You call me by my government name like I'm supposed to be offended or I'm supposed to be shocked or insulted. I could go out there. I could call you Joe right now. But that would be an insult. That would be more to the point. That would be an insult to a Samoan I actually respect. Shout out to Samoa Joe on that one. And they went back and forth, and then Roman, boom, just popped Punk right in the face. And then got up. Punk got up. Roman, yeah. And then Punk, they did some back and forth, blah, 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 and then Punk, boom! Or no, I'm sorry, it was Punk popped Roman first, and then Roman popped Punk. That's what it was. And then, at the end, Roman, you see that? You see that? See on how easy he jumps when I throw it out there, when I throw something out there to him? He says I'm in his head? Nah. I'm in his. So, yeah. That was it. And with that said, that is it for this week's show, folks. Again, we apologize for the delay in the episode. Please, if you're watching this on YouTube, like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. If you're listening to this on audio, please give us a 5-star review and help share the show. We are trying to build that up as well, build up the audio platform as well. Thank you to contributor to the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. There are a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of me, a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, folks, do not forget to follow these cool-ass cats on the Twitter, DSB_IV, Main Event_Net, the Main Event Wrestling Network account. Sergeant Curry Pants, 3 Count Thursday, D-Dryer 1986. Folks, you go out there on social media 99.999% of the time. Tim Vicious is yours truly. That is me out there on the socials. And like I always tell you, folks, you love me, that's great. But if you hate me, well,
shut up and sit down.
Fuck you.